Have you ever met someone who seems to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, yet moves through life with unshakable determination? Someone whose quiet confidence hides a storm of self-doubt and unanswered questions? If you know an INFJ, the rarest personality type, you've glimpsed this paradox. But why does it take something beyond human experience to truly humble them? Let's explore the depths of the INFJ soul and uncover why their journey to humility is less about effort and more about surrender. 1. The INFJ paradox, when strength feels like a curse. INFJs are natural visionaries. They see possibilities others miss, fueled by a deep desire to make the world kinder and fairer. Their intuition acts like a compass, guiding them through complex situations. Their empathy allows them to feel others' emotions as if they were their own. But these gifts come at a cost. The very traits that make them wise, their insight, idealism, and compassion, can trap them in pride. They start believing they have all the answers, that their way is the only right path. Over time, this confidence hardens into arrogance. They might dismiss others' opinions, convinced their own perspective is superior. The INFJ's greatest strength, their ability to see through life's chaos, becomes a wall that isolates them from genuine growth. 2. Why coffee shops and therapy can't fix an INFJ's ego. Most people find humility through everyday failures, a rejected job application, a broken friendship, or a personal mistake. But INFJs are masters of turning pain into poetry. They analyze their struggles, extract lessons, and store them in their mental library of life wisdom. Their minds are wired to find meaning in everything, which means even suffering becomes a tool for self-improvement. However, this constant analysis prevents true humility. Instead of admitting they don't have control, they create elaborate plans to fix their flaws. Therapy sessions become strategy meetings. Meditation turns into a productivity hack. The INFJ's ego isn't shattered by these efforts, it's polished. To break through, they need a force that can't be outsmarted or planned for. 3. The God-shaped hole in every INFJ's blueprint. INFJs spend their lives searching for purpose. They crave answers to big questions. Why are we here? What is true justice? How do we heal a broken world? While others might settle for simple answers, INFJs dig deeper. They read philosophy, study spirituality, and dissect art, hoping to find the ultimate truth. Yet human answers always fall short. Science feels cold. Religion feels restrictive. Personal success feels empty. This hunger points to a deeper need, a connection to something infinite. INFJs often describe feeling like outsiders, as if they're missing a manual everyone else received. That missing manual is the recognition that their search for meaning can't be fulfilled by anything earthly. Only a relationship with a higher power fills that void. 4. When suffering backfires. How INFJs weaponize pain. Pain humbles most people. For INFJs, it becomes fuel. A toxic relationship teaches them about boundaries. A career setback sparks a new passion project. They wear their scars like medals, proof they've survived life's battles. But this resilience has a dark side. It tricks them into believing they're invincible. They start thinking, if I survive that, I can handle anything. Over time, they build an emotional fortress, convinced no hardship can touch their core. This illusion shatters when they face a crisis that defies logic, a loss that can't be rationalized, a failure that can't be spun into a lesson. In that moment, they realize their strength has limits. Only then do they look upward for help. 5. The illusion of empathy. Why INFJs judge more than they admire. INFJs pride themselves on understanding people. They notice hidden fears, unspoken dreams, and secret insecurities. But this empathy often morphs into judgment. They silently critique others' choices, thinking, I'd never make that mistake. This habit stems from their own fear of imperfection. By focusing on others' flaws, they avoid confronting their own. The INFJ's critical eye is really a mirror reflecting their inner insecurity. True humility arrives when they encounter a love greater than their judgment, a divine love that accepts them exactly as they are. This experience softens their heart, replacing criticism with compassion. 6. The INFJ's midlife crisis, a quest they can't Google. By their 30s or 40s, many INFJs hit a wall. They've achieved their goals, meaningful career, stable relationships, personal growth, yet feel empty inside. They realize their accomplishments haven't quieted their restless souls. This crisis isn't about changing jobs or traveling the world. It's a spiritual emergency. They've spent years trying to control their lives, only to discover that control was an illusion. The answers they seek aren't in self-help books or therapy sessions. They're in surrender to a power that exists beyond human understanding. 7. Divine irony. How God uses INFJ's strengths to break their pride. There's a beautiful irony in how INFJs find humility. The same gifts that built their pride become tools for their transformation. Their intuition, once used to dissect others' motives, starts revealing their own hidden selfishness. Their empathy, which judged others' flaws, now highlights their own need for grace. Even their passion for justice confronts them with their moral failures. It's as if God says, "You want to fix the world? Start by letting me fix you." This process isn't gentle. It feels like losing a part of themselves. But in that loss, they find freedom. 8. The job complex. When INFJs finally meet their match. The biblical story of Job resonates deeply with INFJs. Like Job, they strive to live rightly, often believing their goodness will protect them from suffering. But life has other plans. When tragedy strikes, a health crisis, betrayal, or shattered dream, their faith in their own rightness crumbles. They're forced to confront a hard truth. Being good doesn't make you immune to pain. Control is an illusion. Humility dawns when they stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" 9. From Messiah complex to student mentality. The INFJ's U-turn. INFJs often feel like they're here to save others. They take on others' pain, fix broken systems, and champion lost causes. But this savior mindset is exhausting. It's rooted in the belief that they must be the hero. True humility flips this script. They realize they're not the savior, they're a student. Life becomes less about fixing everything and more about learning, trusting, and serving. They trade their superhero cape for a posture of prayer, exchanging burnout for peace. 10. The INFJ prayer, God, undo me. Most people pray for strength, success, or healing. INFJ's deepest prayers are different. They whisper, break my pride, remove my need to be right, help me trust. These prayers aren't pretty, they're raw and terrifying. Letting go of control feels like free falling. But in that free fall, they discover a safety net they never knew existed. Their creativity reignites. Relationships deepen. Purpose shifts from a heavy burden to a light they carry, not a weight they drag. 11. The humble INFJ, a force of nature. A humble INFJ is unstoppable. They still dream big and fight for justice, but their energy comes from a different source. They lead not to prove their worth, but because they feel called. They love not to be admired, but because they've been loved first. Their humility isn't weakness, it's wisdom. They understand their role isn't to have all the answers, but to walk faithfully, one step at a time. Conclusion. Why can only God humble a true INFJ? Because their depth demands a depthless answer. Their minds are too sharp, their hearts too vast, their hunger too intense for earthly solutions. Humility, for them, isn't about thinking less of themselves, it's about thinking of themselves less. It's trading the exhausting quest for perfection for the liberating embrace of grace. To every INFJ, your gifts are not a mistake. They're a bridge to a love that quiets your storms, a purpose that outlives your efforts, and a peace that needs no explaining. And to those who love an INFJ, walk gently with them. Their journey is hard, but their transformed hearts will change the world.